What up, everybody? It's your boy Sack the King up in this motherfucker, man. Back with another video. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in one of my previous videos, man, it's been 4 years since I got out the streets. You know what I mean? Today. So cheers to me, man. If you know me at any point in my life, man, you know I've been in the streets my whole life, man. My mom will tell you that it was probably 5 when I jumped off the porch. But, you know, I like to say it's like 12 when I really jumped off the porch, man. But this story right here, as you can read in the title, yes, this is true, man. I'm going to tell y'all about the time I got my hands on my first kilo. You feel what I'm saying? Yes. I don't even know if I should be telling this story, man. Statute of limitations is up, you know. This shit happened so long ago, bro, you know. Way before Obama was even in office, man. You know, we gonna go back to the George Bush days, you feel what I'm saying? But yes, the first time I got my hands on a kilo, man, there's a message within a message in this story. And that message is something that E40 once said that's always stuck with me my whole life. You feel me? Don't matter how close it is to you, the person is to you. Never tell a bitch all your business, because one day she might be an eyewitness, right? But also never tell a bitch all your business and know your whole fucking program, because you know, people like to talk and ain't nothing guaranteed in life, man. The bitch might leave and go to pillow talking with the next nigga like me, and then all of a sudden, shit, you up out of some shit. You know what I'm saying? Now let's rewind this back a long time ago. Let's reel this shit back in a long time ago, man. You know what I'm saying? A long time ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give out the female's name or nothing, you know. But let's just say once upon a time I was dealing with this female. You know what I'm saying? She was in love with me, you know. I was in love with her. I love the bitch too. You feel what I'm saying? But, you know, her baby daddy was one of them boys. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they had broken up or whatever, you feel me? And you know, longer story short, I was fucking with her. I was fucking with her tough. We knew each other since we was kids, you know what I mean? So when we reconnected, it was just like instant, you know, gratification, you know, satisfaction. Like, I dog dick the fuck out of her too, you know? So dick game always been on 1,000, you know what I mean? So she was in love with me. We was inseparable for a good while, you know what I mean? So anyways, man, she used to always complain about her baby dad, how this nigga never want to take care of his kids, how he got all this money, how he doing this, how he doing that. Now me, I'm the type of nigga like, I'm a listen more than I speak. You feel me? So I never talk down on her baby dad. I don't even know this nigga. You know, a chick gonna say whatever about her baby dad. Like, I got baby mamas and ain't no telling what these bitches done pillow talked about me. You know what I mean? But anyways, so, you know, longer story short, you know, as the relationship progressed, I found out that, you know, her baby daddy was one of these boys, you know, and you know, he had a plug, you know, down south. And I'm not talking about LA, I'm talking about down south. If you get where I'm going, you already know what I'm talking about. So it always stayed in the back of my mind. But she used to, from time to time, when he would make her mad and not want to watch her kid or whatever, she would be like, you know, somebody needs to jack this nigga because he got this in the house. He be doing this. I know where he be at. I know where he be doing. You know, this would be the opportune time to do it. And whoop, doo, doo. And like I said, like, I never played into none of that shit because who knows, she might go back to this nigga one day. You know what I'm saying? And then what? You might be pillow talking about me and, you know, it might come out that something happened and that can put my life and my family life at you know, risk or whatever. You feel me? So I used to just listen and just be like, oh, okay, yeah, you know. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, shit, I'm going to get with my niggas and we going to get this nigga, like, you know what I mean? But throughout the duration of our relationship, it never happened. It just never ended up happening. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward a little bit longer. Me and her kind of break up, you know what I'm saying? But we still talking, we still fucking or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he's still doing his thing, you know what I mean? Now, I don't know if she was exaggerating on what he was doing or what, or maybe it was just a different time, or, you know, timing is everything sometimes with shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, timing is everything. You could know a whole lot of shit, but if you don't hit at that right time, then it might not even be what it's worth, or worth the trouble, or, you know what I mean? So anyways, longer story short, man, I'm fucking with the bitch. Now, I'm back fucking with the bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm back fucking with the bitch, but we kind of going through it. You know what I mean? So I remember that there was this fair in the South Sac. You know what I mean? There was like, you know how you go to the little parking lots and they just set up like a little carnival right there, right? So this bitch had lied to me and was like, yeah, I can't do nothing tonight. I'm supposed to be doing my homegirl's hair and her nails and woo, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. Since that ain't occupying my time, you know, I'm cruising through the South. You feel me? I go to one of these fairs because, like y'all said, it's in a motherfucking store parking lot. I ain't gonna say the store. I'm not gonna say what part it was. It was just in the South. You feel me? So I go into the store. When I come out and I'm walking through, I'm like, okay, like what kind of carnival they got here? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, maybe I might bring my daughter over here to this shit. I'm looking, and who do I see? Her and her baby's dad. They don't see me. You feel me? Now, let me backtrack a little bit. There was a time where she had to drop her kid off to this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And she made the mistake of taking me over there to where he be at, where he be doing his thing at. And I remember where it was at. Now, months have went by from that time to this time, but I always remember where that shit was at. Because like I said, I had been plotting on my own aside from her to get this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Especially when she was telling me how much shit was up in the house. But I never did, like I said. But on this instance, I'm like, oh, this lying ass bitch. You lying ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, so I see her and her baby's dad. They don't see me. So I know that he ain't at the crib. So I'm like, oh, this might be the prime opportunity to go over here and jack some shit. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I did. I got in my car. I burnt out. You know what I'm saying? I rolled over to the spot. Nobody was outside or nothing. So what I did was I sat on the house for a minute. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, they got cameras and shit. So I sat on the house to make sure that nobody was going in and out. You know what I mean? And when the time was right, I said, fuck it. It's now or never. These motherfuckers gonna come home at some point. You know what I mean? It's now or never. So I remember I fucking jumped the fence. You know what I mean? And I went in the backyard and I'm looking and I'm like, damn, how am I gonna get up in this bitch without making any kind of like I don't want to bust nothing. I don't want to kick in the door, which I should have just kicked in the motherfucking door and just ran off in that bitch. But, you know, I didn't want to make no kind of scene or nothing. But every which way I was trying to get into, the sliding glass back door in the back was locked. All the shit was locked. But there was a fucking little ass like bathroom window. You know what I'm saying? If you look at me right now, I'm a big guy. You know what I mean? I've been big my whole motherfucking life. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only shit. I slid that bitch open, and that shit was kind of like I popped it though. You know what I mean? And it came off track and it opened. So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to fit my big ass through this motherfucking window. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. Nigga must have took me like 20 minutes to fit my big ass through this motherfucking window. I remember my stupid ass went in head first and I fell down. I hit my fucking shoulder on the sink and shit. It wasn't like hella shit came crashing down. It was ugly around that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in there, nigga. Now my adrenaline is rushing, nigga. I'm like, okay. She said he got this and he got that. So, you know, I'm going through every room. You know what I mean? I'm going through the master bedroom. I'm going through the other room. I'm going through closets. I'm going through everything, like trying to find what she said he had up in there. You know what I mean? Now she might have been exaggerating at the time, because like I said, from the time I did this to the time where she was really talking about the shit was like damn near a year. So I'm looking for the bundle. I'm looking for like 4 or 5 of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how she was making it seem. You know what I mean? And it might have been like that. You know, they had a lot of nice shit in the house. You feel me? The nigga had about 2 cars parked outside that was really nice. You know what I mean? So like I said, I'm in that bitch, bro. I must have been in there a total of maybe like 5-10 minutes, but it felt like a whole hour, bro. It felt like a whole fucking hour. Nigga, they had some dogs on the other side. These motherfuckers is barking. They done heard me crashing all through the bathroom window and shit. These motherfuckers is barking and shit. So, nigga, I remember I'm sweating like a motherfucker. I'm looking through every motherfucking thing. I can't find nothing, bro. There ain't no money. There ain't no jewelry. There ain't no guns. There ain't nothing up in this motherfucker, right? So something told me, like, right before I was just about to give up. Right before I gave up, I said, man, let me go up in this other fucking room right here. And I went up in the room and I was looking through shit. And I looked up underneath the bed. And nigga, you know, like when you find something, be like, oh, nigga, it was like a little bag up under there, like a little JanSport backpack. You know what I mean? And I felt that bitch, and as soon as I felt it, I already knew what time it was. Nigga, I just grabbed the bag and I ran out, and I remember I popped the motherfucking. I didn't want to go out the front door or nothing, but I just slid the motherfucking sliding glass door in the back. You know what I mean? And I jumped that bitch. It jumped off it had a little lock at the bottom. I was like, doo, doo, doo. And I finally got that bitch open. And I ran out and I hopped the same fence, you know, that I came from the side. You know, like some houses, they got like a little side fence where like if you reach over and you undo the latch, you can get in that bitch. But I just hopped that bitch. I threw the bag over and I hopped that bitch. And like I said, I was only there for like maybe 10 minutes, but that shit felt like 2 fucking hours, bro. I'm drenched in sweat. Dogs is barking, nigga. I'm just trying to get the fuck up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I get the fuck up out of there. You know what I mean? I remember I didn't even go back to where I was at, you know, where I was staying at. I went to a park, and when I opened that bitch, bro, it wasn't what I expected. I thought I was going to find about 4 or 5 of them motherfuckers, but it was one, and that's all I needed, bro. And when I opened that bag, nigga, the smell out of that bag was just like, ugh. Like, it was one of the, I can't even describe the smell of that shit, bro. Like, that shit was so fucking strong, bro. Like, that shit had my whole car stinking for like a week, bro. For like a whole fucking week. But anyways, when I opened that shit, it was just like, nigga, I'm on now. Nigga, I'm on now. That's what I kept thinking. Like, nigga, I'm fucking on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this bitch trying to play me, nigga. Yeah, bitch. Who you playing? You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck you playing with now? Bitch, I'm on now. Like, nigga, it was a whole fucking breakup in that motherfucker. You feel me? So, my next problem is, nigga, I done juked a lot of drugs in my life, but I never had this quantity amount in my possession at one time. Like, niggas always rap about that shit, but I never had that shit before. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I didn't know what to do with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not cooking no crack. I'm not, like, I done did every gangster thing in the book except for rob a bank and cook some crack, my nigga. And I'll make that another story of why I've never done those 2 things. Every other gangster thing you can think of, and without getting any details, I've done. You feel me? Use your imagination. Every other gangster thing you can think of that's considered some gangster shit, I done did, except for rob a bank and sell some crack. You feel me? So I remember I had this shit and I knew somebody who might know how to do this. You know what I'm saying? So, and I ain't gonna put bruh business out there, you know what I mean? But half of that shit I sold to a very famous Northern Cali rapper. And he didn't get it directly from me. You know what I'm saying? He got it through another party. You know, I'm going to just leave it at that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to leave it up to y'all imagination. But, you know, I don't even think he still knows to this day. And he's still a relevant Northern Cali artist. But, yeah. back in 05, 06, yeah. You got that half a brick worth from me, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyways, man, the other half, I had broke down into some zips, and I ended up getting that off within like another month or two. You know what I'm saying? But that whole half of that shit went straight to somebody else. But anyways, no, actually, it went to them in the same form, like zip here, zip there, you know what I mean? I'm like I said, I'm saying too much on here anyway, but the statute of limitations of this shit is way past. This happened a long time ago, man. A whole nother lifetime ago, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, and I remember, right? Now, mind you, she was with her baby dad that day. Me and this bitch ended up reconciling, you feel me? I stopped fucking this bitch. I stopped fucking her in like 2011. You know what I mean? So it was a whole nother 5 or 6 years that I was fucking on her. But I remember she would bring this shit up all the time. And she would tell me, I know what you did. You know what I mean? I'm like, huh? She was like, I know what you did. And I'm like, nah, I don't know. She's like, I know that you did what you did. And she described everything I did. And I'm like, nah, I still denied it all the way. Bro, I was fucking this bitch for years. Like, she wasn't even mad. Like, other shit had happened. She been quit fucking with that nigga. Like, he had got sent away and everything. And I still would never admit to that bitch that I was the one that did that shit. You know what I'm saying? But this is the kicker. She said, nigga, don't you know on the camera, I seen that you had a certain pair of shoes on, and the shoes that I had, she bought me. And it was a very distinct pair of shoes that I had on. And she said, I know it was you. I know it was you. I know your build. I know your frame. But I know them fucking shoes. I bought those shoes for you. You know what I mean? And she knew in her heart of hearts that I did that shit, but I would never admit to that shit to her. Still to this day, if she asked me, I don't give a fuck if she ever even seen this video, I would still deny that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got him for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I came up on my first kilo. You know what I mean? And let me tell you some other shit, bruh. Let me tell you some other shit. I was real young at the time. You know what I mean? So this is around the Jeezy era, when Jeezy first came out. I'm listening Young Buck era too, Tennessee and all this other shit. Bruh, I fucked myself out of so much money now that I think about it all these years later. I mean, I've thought about it over the years, but bruh, I was letting them shits go for the low. You feel me? I was letting that shit go for the low when I broke that shit down. Like, because I'm listening to rap music, like Mr. 17, nigga, I could have got way more than that. I could have got way more than 10 a key for that shit. I ain't gonna say how much was involved, you feel me? But, I made a pretty little penny, I made a real pretty little penny. It was more than what I had prior to that, but, bruh, stop listening to rap music, man. Stop listening to these motherfucking rappers, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, hey, it was all for free. I had came up on that shit, and, like I said, man, I denied that shit. Even 5, 6 years later, the bitch was still like, I know you. She would bring it up periodically, like, I know you did that shit. Are you gonna be honest with me and just tell me? Like, I don't even fuck with the nigga no more. I ain't been fucking with the nigga for years. Like, nope. It wasn't me, man. She's like, nigga, you had them shoes on. Nigga, I watched the camera. Like, she was telling me how, everything has a domino effect. You know what I mean? Because, he got to account for that shit. But hey, man, that the moral of the story is don't tell a bitch all your business, because one day she might be an eyewitness. If not to the police, to another motherfucker that she's fucking on and pillow talking to and running her mouth too much. And it might just be a nigga like me, you feel me, that's creeping up in your home when you ain't home. You dig what I'm saying, man? But hey, good thing I've been out the streets. This is my 4th year. I ain't did no street shit, nothing illegal. And that shit happened like over a decade ago. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, shout out to her. Shout out to bruh. Shout out to, like I said, I sold at least half of that shit to a Northern Cali rapper. I ain't gonna mention the name, man. You know, he's still doing his thing, and he don't even know it was me, but he was getting it through me, man. And yeah, it's your boy Sack the King, man. Hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know. You can help the channel grow, and I'm out.